Oh my goodness. I've still got jet lag from the 24-hour podcast. Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 143 of the Alter Ego podcast. I'm your host, Jack Austin. With me, as always, is Mr. Ryan. How are you, sir?
I'm great. Thanks for asking. How are you?
Glad to hear that. I'm good. Nobody asks. Thank you. Rhino, how you doing?
Another day, another beautiful dollar.
That is true. And as you guys can see, we're missing Mr. Nella, but we might gain a tag along a little bit later. We'll see. Yeah. So over this past weekend, it was a very exciting weekend. We typically are going to record on Tuesday, but I've got something going on tomorrow, so I can't. So we moved it to today. So thank you to everyone for accommodating. And you'll get your lovely alter ego a day early.
Chet, put the pool floaties down. It's too cold to swim. Put them down. God.
You really gotta get a handle on that.
He's a kid, man. What are you going to do?
He's 34 years old.
In his mind, he thinks he's 12.
Yeah, so Saturday for Seven Lamb Productions, as a lot of you know me from at least, we did a 24-hour podcast to celebrate our 10 million downloads, and both of these wonderful gentlemen stopped through and were a part of it. So
it was a fun time, man. It was a blast.
Yeah, for you guys. Yeah, it was great. No. It was good for us too. It's just, man, oh man. We did it 2 years ago and it didn't feel this bad. You know what I mean?
I was going to say, at this age, it's probably taking you a couple extra days to get that clock reset.
It is, man. Like last night, I was trying to go to bed at a reasonable hour. My brain was like, no, we're on, man. Sorry. So it was, it's been an interesting couple days, but I got home. We did from 6 p.m. to 6 p.m. And you guys would be proud of me. We did one quiz. Were you weren't there for that quiz, were you?
No, I don't think so.
The Marvel quiz.
Oh, yeah.
The Marvel quote quiz.
Quote quiz. That was me versus.
Proud of me, not proud of you.
Hey, man, I did all right.
I won that.
Oh, you mean the master of I'm not watching this?
Didn't do good. In devastating fashion, did I win that game? We played.
Devastating, but you won.
I think I would have competed with you on that.
100% you would have. Yeah, you would have.
It's not like I didn't.
The only one that I didn't get, and I'll throw it to you to see if you know it. A bomb isn't a misfire unless it doesn't go off. I think that's the right quote. I could be wrong. Let me look it up. But I think that's it. What movie was that from?
A bomb isn't a misfire if it doesn't go off.
Bomb is not a bomb when it's a misfire. That's the quote.
A bomb is not a bomb when it's a misfire. That one's a skate. Is it MCU or is it all Marvel?
All MCU.
No TV shows, just movies.
Yeah, no TV shows, just
movies. Doesn't go off.
If it's no, bomb's not a bomb if it's a misfire.
I don't know.
Iron Man 3.
God bless America. I was gonna say Iron Man, but I didn't know which one because that sounds like a Tony Stark.
I guessed Iron Man 2 and was wrong. So It is what it is. We're finally getting a chance to talk about the Mario Brothers movie. I'm very excited for that. This has been a freaking cultural phenomenon at this point. It's been wildly successful. If you haven't had a chance to go see it, you should go see it.
You're not just gonna speed past that Mario and like you just say Mario. You're not.
Honey, do you want to go see the Super Mario Brothers?
You want to go see Mario and Luigi?
Don't have many pet peeves, but when it's people Mario, it's Mario, motherfucker. Mario and Luigi.
Why do you care? You don't want to go see it.
Just because I don't want to see it doesn't mean you can't say his name.
Oh,
right?
That pause lets me know that you got him on that one.
Yep, yeah, that's shocking. The world there that Ryan didn't want to go see it, but we got to go see it. It's pretty sweet. But you know what? We'll save this for later on when it comes up. But yeah, lots of good movie stuff going on. We're I think this week is the finale for Mandalorian.
It is
season finale, not series, the season finale. Rumor is it's not going to be a pleasant one. It's going to hurt. Oh, look at that.
Oh, who is that?
Another guest
I don't
has
know her.
joined us. Who is that?
Yeah, I have to address the Mario Brothers thing. I'm not okay with whatever the fuck that was.
Yeah, I know.
It's
you're
the
not.
Super Mario Brothers movie.
Super Mario.
Super
No. Mm-mm.
Mario.
No.
I have a physical response when people say it. I don't like that. I don't like it.
No.
Some-
Is that kind of like hearing chewing?
Yes, for Jack, yes.
It's like nails on a chalkboard.
Yeah.
Nothing
Oh,
is like hearing
ugh.
chewing for me. If I've heard you chew, I have pictured you dead.
My
By
stepdaughter, I can hear her chewing when her mouth is completely closed. I have to turn the TV in the kitchen on just to make it through dinner.
Sometimes I can hear my oldest chewing in another state.
Yeah. Big no.
No, he's not that bad, but I used to go and just take his dinner from him and go, "You're done.
No more.
When you decide you can keep your lips sealed while there's food in there, I will bring your dinner back."
Yeah, he's pretty bad. It's gross.
But anyway, he's gotten better. You know, he's a kid. He's not somebody who wears geared hardware. You know, the rugged yet stylish watches that are the perfect accessory for any man or boy who's always on the go.
People that wear
Whether it's a board meeting or a bar fight. Sorry, go ahead. Made with high quality materials backed up by a lifetime warranty. Sorry, go ahead.
nothing.
You can rest assured that your geared watch will be there for you when you need it most. Go to www.gearedhardware.com and use Alter Ego 20 as your promo code to get 20% off your order. Geared Hardware, real hardware.
No bullshit.
Can we get this man a cup of coffee? Because he's obviously still on a 24-hour podcast hangover.
I just want to say people who wear geared hardware are too classy to eat with their mouth open. That's all I was going to say.
Really going after the crowd here today.
I don't know. If we made a list of the Segway people that we've had into geared hardware, I think some of them are probably chewing with their mouth open.
Oh, come on. Well, yeah, we usually lead with DC.
They
let's
write with their mouth open.
And then Black Adam is going to. I had to start with him too, didn't I? I was like, let me just think of anybody that was a bad DC movie. And where did my brain go?
The Rock.
I didn't say him. Didn't bring him up. His Terramana is really great. I love him. He's a successful guy. The Conjuring is getting a TV show on HBO Max.
What?
Why?
Yeah. Why
Yeah, who
is
are you
right.
talking to?
The ether? Everyone. The people.
We had a parallel dimension. Did you just say something positive about The Rock?
No, I was just.
I will say one thing positive about The Rock. Moana.
Oh God.
And The Rock is healthy.
Yeah. You're welcome. Hey.
You know what? It's like my brain is tilting towards that other side of me, and we're gonna move on to The Conjuring. Why does it need a TV show?
Same reason Harry Potter is a TV show.
No.
It's just not like the other.
No.
But like, how scary can it
How?
be?
They
Like,
both have movies that
Yeah.
told their story, and now you're both going back to make a TV series out of both of them.
Was one of them a cultural phenomenon?
none of
Right.
them made
How many
just a-
Conjuring
One
movies? are
was
there?
like in 1987. Jesus, Harry Potter's what, like 15 years old? Who gives a fuck anymore?
15 years old is what, 2008?
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
but when-
He's actually like 24 years old.
Just aged also.
Like, yeah, but that's what I was gonna say is like The Conjuring did not make a fraction of what Harry has made. Not even a fraction. It's not even close.
Also, I'm actually relatively excited about the Harry Potter series. I couldn't give two shits about this Conjuring series.
I won't even
neither.
know what the credits look like unless somebody throws it up on Instagram.
I don't know if I've seen a Conjuring movie at all.
I haven't. I
What?
haven't. Yeah.
No
I've
interest.
seen the Harry Potter movies, at least the first
Yeah.
5. I've seen them multiple times.
Yeah.
The last
I've seen
few-
all 8 probably 5 times.
Oh yeah. Well, I've seen all 8 several times, but the first 5, just I can't even keep count.
We'll get on a kick over here too, and all the Mario movies will come on or something. Mario.
All the
Harry
all
Potter
the
movies.
Mario movies.
Yeah, I think Rhino, I think you're onto something. I think my brain is still
Yeah.
still
In a
few
foggy haze.
Mhm.
Yeah. But bear with me. I really appreciate it.
No, I've got Denny with me.
James Bond, the casting director, because obviously they're looking for a new James Bond. People were talking about people like Taron Egerton or maybe even Tom Holland. Just rumors that are floating out there. And the casting director says that a Bond in his 20s just wouldn't work. Thoughts?
This one actually made a lot of sense to me because if you look at the Bonds historically, they've all been through something. They're orphans. They've gone through trials and tribulations. If you throw a 20-something-year-old out there, it's not going to be taken as seriously as like a Daniel Craig or
Well, it's
one of
also-
the other ones.
I just don't think it's believable if you do
No.
that. Right? Like,
No.
And let's be honest though, what Bond movie is believable?
I mean, GoldenEye was pretty good. Last time I fought a guy on a giant satellite in the Caribbean, it worked out kind of like that.
There isn't a bad Daniel Craig Bond movie either.
In your
Humblest of opinions.
Sorry. Bond, it's hard for me to get down with him anymore. It doesn't interest me. You know what I mean? To me, I liken Bond movies to House, the TV show. He's always going to show up. There's going to be a patient that nobody else can help. House is going to come in, make a diagnosis. It's either going to work or it's not. He's going to deal with his pill addiction. And then there's going to be something that gets worse with the patient. He then comes in and does something radical that nobody wants him to do. And the patient lives or the patient dies. James Bond, we're going to find a radical villain somewhere out there in the world that is doing something terrible that only Bond can save. He's going to go see Q, get a cool bunch of gadgets, meet up with a attractive woman or somebody else from another agency that he's going to have to partner with, and then go after the bad guy. To me, I'm just like, I've seen that movie before.
I personally
You
love
forgot
House.
the part where they capture Bond, tell him their plan,
Right.
and then leave him to be, and then he gets away and then foils their plans.
I know this is an iconic franchise, and this is just my opinion, and I know there's a lot of people who absolutely love Bond. So I invite our Bond fan. Am I wrong?
No,
What?
I mean, I'm a Bond fan, but
Am I wrong
You're
in
not
my
wrong.
assessment of James Bond? I know this is also applies to a lot of other genres.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong, but it's the quality of the content that makes dealing with that okay, in my opinion. This is my opinion. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong. You're right in everything you said.
Yeah. No,
But it's when they come up with different ways for him to get out of being captured, or different ways that the villain's story twists and turns. I mean, I've liked every single one of Daniel Craig's Bond movies, every single one of them.
well, I think Daniel Craig is just phenomenal in general, but at some point it's like it's Bond. This is a character that's bigger than the actor, and it's the character that I get tired of, not the actor. Actually, I don't think there's been a Bond I didn't like. You know what I mean? They've always been great actors. It's just, to me, the same old thing. Gran Turismo, I don't know why, is getting a movie. The quote for the movie, or the tag with the movie, is real actors and real cars on real racetracks driving insanely fast.
That was the director that said that, because everyone is speculating whether it's going to be CGI or if it's actual
Gotcha.
cars driving. And so he came out and said these are actual people in actual cars actually driving.
so
Huh.
you're gonna have pretty much essentially a fancy NASCAR is what they're gonna do. Just watch.
I mean,
left,
it's not
like-
crazy. It's not crazy.
but that's the thing is Gran Turismo is literally just racing. There's no story to it. There's no
Yeah.
that's
I mean,
Hey man, Days of Thunder was just NASCAR, but Tom Cruise made it stellar. Okay.
Tom Cruise, and who was my guy? Yondu. What's his actor's name?
Mike Rooker.
Michael Rooker.
What's his name is also in it. Oh my God, the old man.
Robert Duvall. Robert
Duvall, yes, Robert Duvall is in it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, hey, speaking of Days of Thunder, who owns Days of Thunder? Do we know
I don't know.
what company owns the rights to Days
Oh,
of
oh.
Yeah, that was a guess.
Yeah, I have no idea.
MGM.
I could tell by the tone there.
Fox.
So not Amazon, because Amazon's rebooting literally everything.
Oh my God, I'm
they're-
so.
I mean, I would like to say that I'm sick of it too, but I've seen some shit that Amazon has put out. It's not bad,
No, they definitely dump a ton of money into
but
it.
it's the monopolizing that's really kind of annoying.
So Amazon.
No, it's the rebooting dumb shit.
Well,
Yeah.
it's not just now when you throw reboot in there, I'm just like, I'm not down
No.
with this.
Mm.
Quit
Well, I'm not
Anything,
screen
no.
peeking.
I'm not gonna lie. One of those
It's
over
not
there,
me
I'm
this
like,
time.
He did. I thought he was
I'm
in my
about
lap
it.
for a second.
I was always.
I know which one you're about too. It's Legally Blonde.
You're not
Listen.
wrong.
Legally Blonde.
No. I'm just glad you didn't go barbershop, Rhino.
What? Like it's hard? Like yeah.
So they're considering rebooting the following: RoboCop.
That was actually the one that I was kind of like, yeah, I can see another RoboCop.
I could not see another RoboCop. He looks like a DVD player of a robot. He does. He looks like a toaster oven. RoboCop to me has never been intimidating at any point in his entire tenure as a pop culture character.
I'd be about as afraid of him as a rotary phone.
I am more intimidated by Reese Witherspoon from Legally Blonde than I am from the RoboCop.
That's because
she's a powerful woman.
She's got that dangerous bend and snap, bro.
Listen,
Yeah.
I'm
You gotta watch yourself,
steering clear.
as you should.
With
As one should.
RoboCop, I feel like I could throw a packet of 9-volt batteries at him and he would go down.
I mean,
It's not even stainless steel, bro. I mean, that's gonna rust in 3 years.
For real. What's your shelf life, RoboCop? I also see Stargate on this list. I don't hate Stargate because of the potential for going to different storylines and different places. The idea of it being Stargate going back to the Egyptian gods and fighting Ra again, I hope not. But the premise behind Stargate could be bigger than what has been shown.
Now, is that going to be a movie or a TV show?
It's Amazon, so who knows? Honestly, I think they do better as a TV show. They should do Stargate in the same kind of vein as like Star Trek.
Yeah, well, Stargate was a TV show for a long time. That's what I'm saying.
Starring
I like it
MacGyver.
that way.
Yep.
Dean
Yeah.
Anderson.
Barbershop on the list. How long has it been since Barbershop has been a thing?
At least 10, 12 years.
No longer than that.
Do we need Barbershop back?
Barbershop's
No.
got to be
How did House Party do?
about 20 something years old.
You talk about the new house party where they're at LeBron James' house?
Yep.
Did that actually come out already?
I think it has. I think it's on HBO.
I had no idea.
Yeah. Another one that I'm just like, why are we doing this? But I love this movie, The Magnificent Seven. Like, I love that.
Which is why would you
shout out-
reboot that already?
Shout out to The Magnificent Seven.
yeah.
By the way.
That's our D&D group name.
Yeah, the D&D adventure parties.
Barbershop 21 years ago.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Jesus
I wouldn't have
Lord.
guessed that.
I saw that
actually.
when I was in high school. That's the only reason I remembered. I was like, we were in like
Damn.
juniors when that movie
God,
came
we're
out.
old.
Yeah, I don't know. Magnificent Seven's another one that I'm like, okay.
So they're talking. Wait, so wasn't the Magnificent Seven already a remade movie from an older movie?
Yes.
And now
Yeah.
what? They're making a second movie
Remake.
to which are they gonna have the same people in it? Like Chris Pratt is in that,
Well,
isn't he?
well, spoiler alert, Pratt died in that
Oh,
movie.
so he's not gonna be number 2.
So he's going to be back because it's a zombie Magnificent Seven.
Oh, I would
Okay.
now listen, I'd watch that.
Okay, now if people are gonna start doing that shit with reboots, I'm all over that.
Now, have you guys ever did anybody
American
play
Psycho.
the original
zombies.
Red Dead Redemption?
No, I only played 2.
No. The first one had a massive expansion called Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare.
Yeah.
And they had a whole campaign with zombies and stuff like that, and the dead coming back to I forget the main town in Red Dead Redemption. But that one was so cool because you had to go to the town and either help people survive the zombies or not. And the towns would react to you when you came back, depending on how you did. And everybody was trying to survive on the rooftops, and you had to bring them supplies and stuff. Anywhere you went out in the open world, if there was a graveyard, zombies would come popping out. It was a pretty ridiculous little game that they made.
Is this the one you ended up buying like the massive package for when it first dropped?
Which one?
Redemption.
That is the
I
cowboy
know.
game, but no, not for this one.
No?
But I did buy the Undead Nightmare for the other one, which well, that's after talking to somebody
was
about
cool.
it, and he was like, "This is what you could do," and I was like, "There's no way that's true." But the premise of what you're saying is cool enough for me to even try it. I spent the money and was like, "Oh my god, it's amazing!" I hope they would do it with Red Dead Redemption too.
This is what I want to see going forward with every reboot. Do a Marvel style what if of every reboot you do, where it's a completely, like, let's say they reboot Forrest Gump and he doesn't get chased by bullies, so he doesn't break out of his leg braces, and he never becomes a runner, never goes to Alabama, never joins the army and goes to Vietnam. He's just a crippled piece of shit his entire life.
How about we do
If we do a
what
movie
if?
about it.
How about
He's
we
like
do
a genius.
do a what if
Like
with
Beautiful
Forrest
Mind
where
style.
he's just not an idiot and he goes to work at the local gas station and becomes mildly
It's literally
successful.
just a standard movie of an average Joe's life.
And he learns not to fucking pick up the phone when what's her name calls. Jenny.
Yeah, he's just the regional manager of Citgo.
Yeah, the Jenny calls. He's going, I'm gonna let this one go to voicemail.
You watch it for an hour and a half, and it's just him like on a normal person's Monday to Friday
Like you
schedule. You're
think
just
that
like,
the next
what the
day,
fuck's gonna happen next?
the next day's the day he's gonna do something different, but he doesn't. He just goes to work, clocks in. I'd be like, you know what? I'm kind of here for this, guys.
This is a Truman Show, but with Tom Hanks.
That's right. That's right.
My mom always said life is going to work 9 to 5 until you die.
Yeah. Or he's be like, my mom never shuts up with these stupid sayings. If I had a nickel for every time my mama brought up chocolate, I'd be a rich man.
Yeah, like instead of like a sequel, they just call it like alternative, like
Yeah.
Forrest Gump alternative.
Yeah. I'm down for that genre of movies, actually.
I would be down for that.
What if when Voldemort attacked, Harry just died?
Yeah. See, yeah.
You would never have the boy that lived who came to die.
So I think, speaking of that, I think that this is like the future of movies, like because I know that they're coming out with those movies, like interactive movies, to where you get to kind of like pick and choose what happens.
I will never ever.
I don't really
do
like
that.
that either, but I'm just saying it's like that's where this is going. It's like that's one of those pivotal moments that you're going to get to choose. Does Harry live or does Harry die? And then you find out what happens. That's the type of shit that we're in for the future.
And they try
I
to
can
do
tell you that
stuff in a theater. I would not be able to handle that.
the first time I watch a movie on my couch and it says lift up your remote and press fast forward for this scenario, off.
Yep.
You know what? I put this movie on so that I didn't have to touch this remote for 2 fucking hours. I don't want to make decisions for 2 fucking hours. That's
I
why
wanted to sit here so I could dig the lint out of my belly button, not read.
Which button puts Harry in a wood chipper? Speaking of Harry, the series that's coming out, which by the way, Emma Watson is in talks to do the Cursed Child movie, which is kind of cool.
Oh, I'm pretty excited about that.
This one is supposed to span 10 years.
Which answered our question from, what was it, last week when we were talking about how long is it going to go? Because, kids can only be kids for so long.
Right.
10 years sounds doable. I mean, the movies were more than 10 years, so I think 10 years is doable.
Yeah.
10 years of recording and releasing?
Yeah, so the whole series will span 10 years.
No, right, not recording and releasing. It's a 10-year time period of the show.
That's what I was saying.
This show will probably last 15 damn years just trying to
No, that's what they meant. The recording and releasing is going to be done over 10 years.
Let's take a looky-loo at the post.
Yeah, because I mean, like,
that's not the
in
way
reality,
that I read
it's
it.
probably
Well, because the books are only 1 year long.
Set to run over 10.
Yeah. The books, the story that takes place in each book is only 1 school year.
Yeah.
Right.
So they can't do 10 years for 7 books. The actual series will take 10 years to start and finish.
Gotcha.
So that's how it's supposed to be, right? Each season is supposed to be more like in depth of the way
for 1 book. Each season is 1 book.
So it's okay. So it's basically like instead of a 2.5 hour movie, we're getting
7 seasons.
Gotcha.
Yeah, which I am very excited about because it'll expound a lot more info from the books than the movies did. That's why I'm excited about it.
That's what you hope.
What about we get Harry Potter the diaper years?
Harry Potter, the Terrible Twos.
Yeah. Yeah. Harry Potter and his first word. That'd be
Harry
good.
Potter expelled from 7th grade.
Yeah. Harry Potter taking off his diaper again. Somebody get their hands on that kid.
Harry Potter with a blowout.
Whoa. Trying to
Follow up with what?
Trying to grab on a kid with his diaper off? That's kind of
You want the
weird.
kid to walk around with his wiener out?
No, that's not me.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
When you said it.
I guess you have to be there and have experienced it once or twice to know what I'm talking about.
Harry Potter and Ryan actually watched that.
Yeah. I would love to see that fucking wild universe where Ryan walks in with Harry Potter glasses on and a Hufflepuff scarf on, and he's like, "What's up, Muggles?
Yeah.
You guys ready to watch Azkaban again? I promise I won't quote it as much as I did last time."
No.
Who's ready for Harry Potter trivia? We're winning.
Yeah.
Hard no.
Yeah. The cheeks who lived come to get clapped. When you come
That's one of my spells.
One of your spells.
Oh dear lord.
Oh man, I'm
Uh,
lightheaded.
The Star Wars Rey story is to take place 15 years in the future from where it was, with Rey building the Jedi Order. Golf clap. I'm down to see that, actually.
I'm not. Well, I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna obviously give it a chance, but I'm disappointed in it because she's getting the movie that fucking Luke Skywalker should have got this entire time.
Okay. Why are you mad at her?
Oh, I'm mad at Disney.
Oh. Well, girls sell better right now.
Yeah, they do.
But yeah, that's interesting.
is
I'm
really
very interested to see something that that is new for me. That's not going to hopefully have 80,000 old relics in it. But yeah, let's that's all we've got for movies and TV, I think. Let me double check. I don't think there's anything left. Other than Disney reporting having lost $106 million after the release of the movie Lightyear.
Which
Whoops a daisy.
so
How do they gauge those metrics?
I have no idea. I have no
Like,
idea. This movie did not do well at all.
It was a TV show. It wasn't a movie.
no, it was a
Lightyear
movie.
was a movie.
Lightyear was a movie. So
I thought it was a TV show. Never mind. That's why I'm confused.
I watched it last weekend with our oldest when you guys went to see Mario.
And this
We had
one
that
is
on.
the Disney crackhead.
And
I thought it was that's why I was confused. I thought it was a TV series.
oh, it's a movie. I mean, I didn't think that it was bad. The problem is that there's a lot of controversy with that movie because there's a lesbian relationship in it, and a lot of people boycott that stuff because they don't think that that's something that their children should be indoctrinated with. Basically, is the theory, or is the phrase, is the saying. Like, that's how people feel about it. So a lot of people didn't go see it. They didn't take their kids to the movie theater. I mean, I don't know. People probably stopped watching shit on Disney Plus. I mean, people get really sensitive about that sort of stuff. So, I mean, I didn't watch it for the longest time, mainly because there was so much negative reviews out there about it that I was just like disinterested.
Yeah.
But it was one that I was flipping through and saw it. And I mean, I didn't think it was bad.
I'm going to sum up my disinterest with the Lightyear movie with a line from the movie Toy Story 1. You are a toy!
That was pretty good.
I don't need to see the live action version of the inspiration.
It's
of
not
the
live
toy
action.
From the
No, it's animated.
Oh,
And
yeah,
you
yeah,
know what
yeah.
I'm saying.
What the toy is based
It's
off
not
of?
a toy. It's the real guy in another
Right.
universe. It's a what if, but I'm just like, I don't really care, right? Because
Yeah.
That makes sense. That
There's
actually
no-
makes sense. Yeah.
there's no Woody, there's no Andy, there's no Toy Story world. I mean, I don't really care about the evil Emperor.
So
Zurg.
that's kind of, which is, I mean, if for anybody out there that saw the movie, it's actually kind of very, what's the word I'm looking for? Creative, what they did with that movie. But I didn't really watch it with that perspective. I also kind of like had it on in the background because I was doing other things, but then it kind of like drew me in to see what was going on. It's one of those things where I always argue the live action Disney movies where it's like it for what it is, not for what it was. If that makes any sense.
Sure.
So I feel like if you're watching it with the perspective of this is Buzz Lightyear, this is the Buzz that we've known for the last 25 years as a Andy's toy. If you go into it with that mindset, it's not going to be at all what you expect or probably enjoy. But if you go into it with this is just a movie about Buzz Lightyear, then
yeah.
you just gotta like it for what it is.
Okay.
Appreciate it for what it is.
Right. No,
But no, it did not do well because Disney likes to do controversial shit right now, and that's not doing them any favors.
it
Probably
doesn't
not
do
happening.
well with the general American public.
That's why they brought Iger back, and I think they fired the chick who's doing it.
Interesting.
This is
Oh.
one of those, stepping stones of them making all these higher executive changes because they are going woke, as they would say.
Well,
No, I think they're trying to stop it.
yeah, I
That's
think
what I mean. That's
Yeah.
what I mean. This is that movie was one of the stepping stones for them to make executive changes.
No, it wasn't necessarily the movie. It was we lost how much money?
Yeah.
No,
Well,
that just goes to show you right there.
Disney go. We
Because
don't take
Disney's not.
losses.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Disney probably saw that they lost money and said, "I don't care about this anymore."
yeah, you know what, public, who cares? We want to make money. That's why we're here. You guys and your feelings, we don't care about them.
Yeah.
So
Motherfuckers still
Disney will
gonna
get
go to
back on
Disney
track.
World, and motherfuckers still gonna watch movies.
Yeah.
Amen
Just
to that,
everything
Reverend.
trying to have inclusivity.
Let's go to a break, our first commercial break of the day, and then we're gonna get back into some Marvel news. There's not a lot of Marvel news, but there's stuff to be discussed, and some of it's going to upset Mr. Ryan over here.
Why do you think everything's gonna upset me?
Because
Is the
I
Punisher
know
finally
you.
coming
it is
out?
gonna
I haven't
upset
been
me
on in a
more than
while.
likely.
We'll be right back.
Or not Punisher.
All right, 30-20. 30
30-20.
sounds like dirty 20. Do you believe in love? I real,
embracing
something
this.
real. 'Cause I'm moving.
It's
Give me a second. I'm gonna pour a drink quick, and then I'll be ready.
And we're back. Oh, go ahead.
She's so chill. It's the thing, like, I hate my dog sometimes because like that motherfucker just doesn't sit still. Not until he's ready to, then he does it, and he's like away from you, and he's like laying down. That's it.
Dog park it, bro.
Nope.
Dog parakeet.
No, I can't. It rains too much here, and if I still had like the interior that I had in my car before, the vinyl pleather, I would. But this motherfucker likes to see a puddle and just run through it,
Dog parks just
Massive
carry
puddles.
diseases.
dude.
So does Tijuana, Mexico, but people still book vacations there. You know what I mean? Roll
And
Tide.
Cruises too.
Oh
You can
boy.
get the dog up in the seat
Yeah,
with you.
she wants to sit with me.
Oh,
Come on.
that's adorable for you and the dog.
Scary diseases. What are you, 80?
Dog parks carry diseases.
No, they don't.
They fucking do.
Yes, they have.
Where are you going to a dog park in Uganda?
A dog park.
No.
Don't go to the dog
They
park.
carry dog diseases, not
Yeah.
human
Yeah.
diseases.
If your dog is vaccinated, you don't have anything to worry about.
Oh, that fucking word.
Oh
as long
my
as your
gosh.
dog's vaccinated.
I mean, I get what you're both saying, but I'm still never bringing my dog to the fucking dog park.
Yeah, I almost broke an old man's hip the last time I was there. So
That's what I'm saying. Not only just how fucking disgusting people are and their dogs are, and the common space shared by both of them, but the fact that Billy's not going to watch his fucking dog.
Ding, ding,
And
ding.
if I have to go
It's-
correct the situation and he comes over, there's going to be a whole lot of aggression going on, and I would rather just avoid that.
That's
It's
exactly
different for me because I live out in the middle of fucking nowhere. So
Yeah, but too many
last
people
two
now.
times we went to the dog park, there was literally no one there.
I went to my a dog park in Washington State with my aunt and uncle, and they had two German short hair pointers. I was like, oh man, there's a fuck ton of dogs out here. They're like, we're not worried about it. It's like literally acres and acres of
Mhm.
nothing but a dog park.
Yeah.
And they
That's
pulled
different.
up with a Suburban in the back, opened up the hatch. The two dogs ran. Every dog in the park chased after them. They were gone for 45 minutes.
Yeah, that's how it was in
Slowly.
Madison when I lived there.
Slowly but surely, another dog would come back until
Yep.
finally their two dogs came running back. And every other dog was like, I can't fucking chase these two anymore. And people were like, thanks for bringing your dog. Now my dog's fucking exhausted.
Yeah, that's how it was in Madison. This one, it's probably 3 acres long, probably only about an acre wide. It's not that big, but it's good for us because we take the puppy there and he runs himself ragged.
Good.
And then we get home and he plops down and doesn't get up until the next morning.
Good, the little son of a bitch. Let's start at 33.50. Episode 143. We are back. Alter Ego Podcast here, getting ready to talk about a little bit of Marvel news. Rumors, I'll put it. Well, some of it is rumors, some of it is not. Blade.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you upset already? I just said it and I could
That's the
see you
one.
seathing.
I literally fucking said
Not
Punisher
even
before the break,
seething,
and I
but
felt
I'm
like
just like-
such an idiot.
Blade is got a casting alert. Mia Goth. I don't know who she is, but she is set to be in the Blade movie alongside Mahershala Ali.
Oh, she'll be able to put that in her IMDb in about 7 years when that movie actually happens.
She is rumored to be playing Dracula's daughter,
Hmm.
which I heard a little bit about this character, and it's kind of an anti-hero. Like, she is not by any means on good terms with her father, Dracula, Dracula, you're my dad, you killed my parents kind of thing. So she may be cast as an ally for Blade, which would
Kind of
be,
like Blade 3.
with who?
Or no, Blade 2, but that wasn't Dracula. That was a different
Yeah.
guy.
Blade 2 was Nomak, and he went with the Blood Pack to fight them, which has arguably one of the best comic book movie fight scenes, I think, period. When he's
Which
in
one?
there trying to escape all of the new mutated vampires, and he's sitting on that ledge, just, shooting every round he has, and then they set off that light bomb.
Oh yeah.
That was a very sick scene. That movie was really good. I think Blade 2 was the best Blade. Blade 1, iconic, great. I thought the villain
Blade 3 was Blade 3 was Blade 3.
Blade 3 was absolute trash.
Yeah.
The only shining point, this is the bad part, the only shining part of Blade 3 is Ryan Reynolds and Jessica Biel.
Ryan Reynolds. Yeah.
So that was very
had Triple H in it. God.
I love Triple H.
Where did you see my dick?
Arguably I mean, he's arguably one of my favorite wrestlers, but that man cannot act.
No.
It's just not good.
Not always does wrestling translate to acting.
Nope.
It's funny because if you watch the DVD with Triple H, when Vince McMahon goes to him and The Rock and is like, by the way, you guys are meeting with movie producers because you're going to go do this. The Rock is like, fuck yeah, I'm out, and runs off excited to go start talking about movies. And Triple H looks at him and goes, you don't want me to wrestle anymore? Which is pretty indicative of their wrestling careers and movie careers. But yeah, I think Blade is rescuable. I don't have high hopes for Blade right now. I'm sad to say.
We're doing an entire hour-long special when the trailer drops. Just to spite Brian.
And then
especially if the date is within the time frame.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. He has till 2024, and I am not thinking I'm going to win.
Probably not.
Yeah, that movie has to come out in 2024, and they haven't started production yet.
Well, they did have the rewrite.
Yeah.
Which doesn't affect production, and I mean, unless your story's not done. So if they've done the rewrites, then we might be on track, but we'll see. The next bit of information that is 100% confirmed at a Comic-Con in Europe is that everyone's favorite Russian cosmonaut X-Man is going to be returning for Deadpool 3, and it is confirmed. Colossus will be coming with him. Thank you.
Yes.
I love Colossus and Deadpool.
Yes.
I know we've only really gotten 2 versions outside of this Colossus, but this is the best Colossus we've ever gotten.
I would like to see him in human form.
Yeah, me too.
Because in the first 2 Deadpools, he's always metallic Colossus. He's never human.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
The problem is getting a human that looks that big and looks good like Colossus.
That's true.
Talks in the same voice that the actor who plays Colossus does.
I don't know what his physique looks like. Is he healthy or is he us?
Is he healthy? Do you guys still say that?
He's healthy.
Yeah.
But I tell you
say
what,
that quite a bit.
He's when they're acting with Colossus, they're looking at a tennis ball. He's not that big.
Yep.
So that's one of the big rumors. Well, that's not a rumor. The big rumor is that we are going to see the original Wolverine costume in Deadpool 3. We've heard
it's about time.
Yeah.
Well, apparently there's been screenshots of both of them from Hugh Jackman. So
leave it to the MCU to finally give us a comic book accurate Wolverine costume.
I want them to give us a comic book accurate Wolverine.
Yeah.
There's only one iteration that comes close, and it's Logan. So I'm excited to see this, but we also have heard all the casting that's in this movie is essentially all of the Fox X-Men, but there's rumor of a current Avenger being in Deadpool 3 and giving us a 100% iconic fight that everyone has been looking for, that is a fan of Wolverine and Deadpool.
Fight the Hulk?
Fighting the Hulk.
Oof.
Shut up.
There's a rumor that we are going to get a Savage Hulk, not a Professor Hulk, but a Savage Hulk versus Wolverine and Deadpool.
I'm here for it.
That could be where they turn the tide with the Hulk when they start doing the World Breaker Hulk
Yeah.
storyline. Could
So
be.
that's apparently where the train is heading for everyone, is a World Breaker Hulk series, not series, but event. Where
Well, we are getting Sentry in the Thunderbolts. Sentry is the one that defeats World Breaker Hulk at the end of that storyline.
I don't think we see that. I think that would be silly to think that we're going to see Sentry unless they have another actor. If it's Steve Ewan, whatever, but I don't see that happening. I think they're going to play with the power when it comes to Sentry, not the Hulk, with Sentry. And I think you're going to get a more iconic or bigger star who's going to stop the Hulk and World Breaker Hulk.
Well, but who's powerful enough to beat the World Breaker Hulk?
Nobody. That's why you're going to need somebody like a Doctor Strange or.
Well, no, it was. That's why I'm saying like a Sentry was the actual one that was powerful enough to do it. Why wouldn't they give him that potential in the? What I'm saying is maybe in the Thunderbolts he doesn't.
I don't like the end things though. The way that it was written, you know what I mean?
I know, but maybe in the Thunderbolts he doesn't realize his true potential yet, and then eventually gets there, kind of like a Captain Marvel or.
I'm down with that, but I don't see that happening because the actor who's playing Sentry is not, Robert Downey Jr. or Chris Evans. They're going to want that big star to be the one that does the big moment, in my opinion. I'm not arguing with you that Sentry does it. I know Sentry is a bad, but I don't know if they're going to write it that way. Especially,
you're not wrong. You're probably not wrong.
What villain in that movie? Another thing that was said this weekend that actually kind of royally pissed me off was that in Infinity War, there was originally a 45-minute opening of Thanos getting the Power Stone on Xandar.
I don't need that.
I do.
I mean,
I don't need 45 minutes of it. If they would have said, "Hey, it's 15 minutes long," I would have been like, "All right, I'm a little irritated about that." But 45 minutes, that's 1/3 of the movie.
I feel like I need it. I might not have needed it then, but I feel like I definitely need it now.
I mean,
not 45 minutes.
What if you have a scenario where prominent, Avengers show up, like Thor shows up, and that's the opening to that?
Sure. Give me about 15, 20 minutes of that. That's fine. We don't need 45 minutes of that one stone.
And then you can get Nova showing up to fight for the Nova Corps. You have a chance to see the Black Order actually spread their legs and go fuck everybody up.
Now, here's the question though. Did they own the rights to Nova at that point in time?
I have no idea.
I think that was before the acquisition. I don't think they owned Nova before the acquisition.
All I know is
I may be wrong. I may be wrong on that, but
I'm down for that, man. Because if they could do things that they did, like the level of the Wakanda battle or the end game battle in Endgame, why not? Why not throw another massive set piece? I bet you it was ditched because it was too expensive.
Yeah, I could see that. I don't need 45 minutes of it is all I'm saying.
I think that was more so what it was. They knew Endgame is going to be 3 hours or however it was. You don't want to have back-to-back movies for 3 hours, especially with him just getting.
Well, I would have watched back-to-back 5-hour-long movies with those. I wouldn't have cared about that.
Because Marvel money ain't a thing. And that movie made so much money, it didn't even matter.
And if they did that, I don't think that hurts their earnings at all.
No, not with those. My thing is, if you look at how long it took him to acquire all of the stones, none of those sequences took 45 minutes.
No. But that that just talks of the Power Stone and they're being probably the best equipped city to stop Thanos.
You're 100% right, and I would have loved to have seen that. Yeah,
I love Wakanda. I think Wakanda is obviously the most powerful city on Earth in terms of the comics and who is best equipped to stop a Thanos army. But out there in the world, Xandar was number one.
Oh, you put Xandar up against Wakanda, it's game over.
Yeah, it's not even close.
Yeah,
Glenn Close. But I'm excited, man. I think things are slowing down. I'm ready to get Secret Invasion going. I'm ready to have this story start moving. I've had too much disappointing lately with the MCU.
Yeah, we haven't.
Yeah,
been
I think they got a little too big for their britches. And
Yeah.
they were looking at dollar figures and not quality, and they were like, we need to pump more of this shit out because people are loving it, not
Yeah.
taking into account that, hey, we're gonna pump too much shit out and people get sick of it.
The problem is too is that like it was fan service. That was what the spirit of it getting out like that was meant to be. It was meant to serve us, the fans who were fanatical about our comic book heroes, and we wanted to see that much. And then
Yeah.
Hollywood gonna Hollywood, and production being a very important thing. So I don't know.
It was kind of like booze. I mean, we started drinking too much of the MCU and then got drunk with it.
Yeah, for sure.
Now we're hungover.
Yeah.
Well, that and it's a lot of people I don't think we really cared about either. Like the Eternals
right.
didn't care about that. We've only had what?
No, I would have loved the Eternals had it been done properly, because the Eternals, that's a huge group of people in Marvel. So had they done a good job with the Eternals, that's a completely different story. But they did a shit job because they rushed it and pushed it out, thinking we needed it right away.
And I think I don't know. I don't think I needed an entire Eternals movie.
Probably not.
The thing I'm getting at.
I think that they picked moments that they wanted to happen in the MCU, like the, oh my God, why
Sword
can't I
at the
think of
end.
it? The Celestials finally being a big major part of the MCU, and they wanted to show my brain, the one coming out of the earth. What's his name?
Wasn't it No something or I don't know.
Oh, I can't remember the name of the guy coming out of the earth.
statue.
Yeah, him coming out, Tiamat.
Yep.
Tiamat
Yes.
coming out of the earth. They wanted to be a big moment. They wanted something to happen there. They should have involved some more Avengers or more.
Honestly,
characters.
Eternals should have been a series.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Eternals should have been a series, and maybe something like either Loki or WandaVision should have been a movie.
I would have. I'll take a WandaVision movie. I'll take a WandaVision movie any day.
100%.
I think Loki is best as a series, and I'm
there's
so excited
There's
for
too
that.
much content.
But Eternals didn't need all that.
I was just trying to say, like, it's like you had Iron Man, then you had Thor, then you had this, then you had Avengers, then you had that, and that's like the pattern that we had. Then you kind of added Ant-Man after a while, then Black Panther. You could have done that this time around, but they didn't. They started off just obscure and with bad Thor movie, and it hasn't gotten
Nobody expected Thor to be that bad either. That's
not one person did. I didn't expect it to be, Avengers level, but I did not think it was going to be the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
When I saw that opening, I'm like, oh, this movie's going to be terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree. And it kind of upset me that it ended up being that. And I was like, man, I think it's going to be a little silly. Hopefully they reined it in, and they did the opposite of rein it in.
Yeah. The only cool part of the movie at the end was with the kids. That was kind of dope.
That was cool. And that to me was the big nod to Thor is learning how to use his power and become that Odin type character.
Yep.
But anyway, I digress. I think it's time to start talking about our subject matter. Don't you guys?
Yes.
We're going to start talking about
Mario?
The Mario Brother movie.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to do non-spoilers.
Oh, no, you can spoil the hell out of it if you want.
But
This one
eventually,
is from my one and only true love,
we're going to get into
Princess Peach.
some spoilers. Oh,
Are you okay to play this?
And with my
Probably not.
I mean, I guess if we talk over it, then it's okay.
but it's going to be so good.
Understand,
Everybody.
I'm gonna love you till the very end.
It's so good.
Peaches, 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 peaches. Oh, yeah.
I want to hear the whole song. Not right now. I meant like I have to go and listen to the whole song.
Mario Brothers, baby. Okay, so let's go into this because only 3 of us have seen it.
No, like I said, you can spoil the hell out of it if you want to.
No, we will. But let's give our overall impressions. Now, here's a couple of factors to think about before we get into it. This movie has done $700 million. It is already 2 weeks in. 700
only 2 weeks in.
It's
But
going.
like, is it? Yeah. Is it actually 2 full weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this
Well,
movie,
it's probably 16 days because it came out on like a Thursday, so probably 16 days.
but opening weekend, it was at 375 million. So it hasn't slowed down a lot. This movie has absolutely crushed it. They're already talking about an Oscar for that little ditty that I just played.
That's incredible to me.
I mean, I gotta say, to me, it's the best animated movie maybe I've ever seen.
Hands down, not even close.
There's a reason for that.
There's a lot of nostalgia there, though.
Yeah.
There's a lot of nostalgia there.
Because if you don't know Mario,
Yeah.
and you have never seen him, don't know any of the lore, have not spent the countless hours uppercutting boxes to get a red flower or whatever, then you probably are going to have questions.
Or just not care as much. Like I think that's the thing, is that I think that, I mean, perfect example is my younger sister.
That she's the reason I'm
older
saying
in high
this.
school, like late high school, but
What's her social?
Shut
I'm
up.
just kidding.
She's been on the show.
Older but younger sister.
She's been on the show before.
Mature enough.
I'm trying to say,
describe her in detail.
Okay, fuck all of you. She said that she liked the movie, but she wasn't as like amped or as hyped about it as like we were when we saw the movie. Of course, the boys loved it because they love Mario, because we love Mario, but even they were not as like, I could tell.
Ellie said the same thing.
We're not as like, because we have spent our entire lives waiting for this movie.
Yeah.
So
this movie was made for people that know and have appreciated Mario for their
entire life.
Because those down moments to somebody else, we're seeing nods to stuff that's in our childhood.
Yep.
So every second of that movie, you're like, that's so cool.
Every second.
And yeah. I mean, I don't know about our oldest, how he dealt with it, but our youngest kept looking at me going, did you see that? Did you see that? Like, we were just getting jacked up in the theater. We were super, super excited about it. And the plot, I thought, was great.
Phenomenal.
What it needed to be.
Yep.
There were certain changes that I absolutely loved.
Yep.
There's some that I could see and have heard some people complain about.
Yeah, like the first
Robert Lamb.
Well, I mean, like that was one thing that my sister had said, that the first couple minutes of the movie didn't seem like it. Not that it didn't fit, but it didn't fit like the rest of the movie. But I felt like that was really important for us.
Yeah, but see, the thing about that is you can't just go into a movie and then introduce video game characters. You have to give them some sort of background or story.
Yeah, they're straight into the green thing, and off they go. There's context there. It makes them real people. It's more relatable because they're living in New York and they're trying to make a name for themselves, and it's like it does bring a little bit of reality to these characters that we have seen on screen do things that we don't do in a normal day life. So it's like, I don't know, I really liked it a lot. I really enjoyed it. Are we not spoiling?
Not yet, no. And it did do something I didn't think you could do, which was add a little bit of backstory to Mario and Luigi.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like when in the video games, you don't get any of the stuff that you got in this movie.
No.
So I was very excited with that. Now, I think everybody in this room knows I'm a big Luigi fanboy. I'm the younger brother. So Luigi and I were like this. We got mad respect. I was so incredibly happy with his performance for Charlie Day, with what he meant to the movie. And I always do this thing where I typically can find one character that I go, you don't belong here, really. You're not integral to the story. They didn't do you well. Your performance wasn't great. This is one of those rare gems that just didn't happen.
I told you this in the group chat too. There wasn't one single dull moment from start to finish. Like there wasn't one moment where I was like, all right, cool, we'll get past this in a minute.
Yeah.
Every single waking second of this movie was like, this is fucking incredible.
I had so many let's fucking go moments. I literally
I
was like, yeah, let's go. The whole time. I didn't give a shit who was around. I was like hollering. I was like, yes, I was so excited. My dad ended up coming with us and he played Mario like when I was not even old enough to play yet. I literally have watched it my whole life. So like it was just, he's over there laughing, Julian's laughing. I mean, it was incredible.
This
It
movie
really
did
was
have
perfect.
something for. It's funny for all three age groups. So
Yeah.
really, really young people, old people,
Older people.
and then a lot older people and your dad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
My grandma actually played the original
Young-
Mario. I mean, that's how far back Mario goes.
Yeah.
Young folks like Emmett and I, we enjoyed it.
Yeah,
a
you-
lot.
Emmett and I.
Sure.
So it hit.
This little
It hit
12-year-old
all the.
ass.
Okay, so is there anything you didn't like about the movie? If you had to
No.
like reach and find something that I don't really like this, is there anything you didn't like?
If I had to stretch, if I had to go on a stretch Armstrong stretch,
Yeah.
I would probably say they may have they could have touched on Donkey Kong a little bit more.
Sure.
And like I said, that's an incredible stretch. Like I didn't like that he was just some big dopey idiot for 90% of the movie, and then all of a sudden he is like saving the day.
I don't know if
You know
I
what I
call
mean?
him a dopey
Not,
idiot.
like I said, this is a stretch Armstrong. I don't even think this is 100% true coming out of my mouth.
Yeah.
But if I had to force something out, it would be Donkey Kong.
I can understand that, but I think that the point of that is, and my stretch is the same reason, or I have the same argument for my stretch.
Yeah.
Is I think that I do think that they're creating a Mario verse.
Woo! 100%.
And I think that we're going to get a lot of the Donkey Kong country in his own movie.
Big time.
So they're not going to dive much into that. I think it was we need Donkey Kong. We're going to get Donkey Kong. We spend a little bit of time in Kong country and then off we go to keep the plot moving.
Which,
hey, like I said, it was a stretch. I don't even know if I believe anything that just came out of my mouth.
2 mega stretches for me was I wanted to spend a lot more time in Kong country. I wanted to see more stuff. I wanted to explore that more. Stupid. I'm ready to see it in the Marioverse, but the opening scene, their first customer, I was like, okay, move on. Okay, move on. But that was because I was so jacked
Excited,
up to
yeah.
see the rest of the
You
movie.
want to see the
I wanted to get to the stuff that I wanted.
Mine is Yoshi, and that's all I'll say.
Okay. So, guys, if this is where you jump off, if you haven't seen the movie yet, which would surprise me that you've been listening to us for 143 episodes. You have been listening to us for 143 episodes, right?
Right.
If you haven't, go back and listen to the other ones. But if you've been listening to us this long, you know that if you haven't seen the movie, we're getting ready to spoil the shittles out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So if this is where you get off, bon voyage. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Go watch the movie.
And go
Yeah,
watch.
we expect
go
you
watch
to
it.
be done listening
No, don't
because
want
you're
to.
in the parking lot of the movie theater.
Okay. That being said, let's get into the spoilerooskies, shall we? Let's talk about the Mario movie. Guys, if you're gone, you're gone. This is your warning. We're getting into it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Bowser's fucking incredible.
Bowser was
Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Jack Black was flawless. I didn't like him.
I think he had the best performance out of any of the characters.
Really?
Yes, I would put his performance number one. Like personal opinion, but
Yeah.
I enjoyed Bowser more than all of them are great. None of them are bad at all. There wasn't one bad character or one character that didn't belong there. Out of all the characters, I loved Bowser the most.
Yeah. Well, this is, it's so funny because it proves our own point of the whole opinion, because to me, Luigi was my favorite, but Luigi is.
You wouldn't be wrong. You wouldn't be wrong by saying that.
Yeah.
I really liked Toad.
I think everybody
Toad
liked,
was great. Oh,
I am
Toad
afraid of
was
nothing.
great.
so Toad to me, and this may offend some people out there, has always been really boring to me. Like he's just kind of like the guide, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're gonna go over here and do this. And with Keegan Michael Key as Toad, I was like, well, they're not going to do that. And so his energy and his kind of like scrappy do mentality.
Yes. Oh my God. What a great analogy.
That was good.
What a great fucking analogy that was.
When I felt his energy, I was like, oh, Toad is my guy. I'm so excited for him to be a part of this.
I loved that was like one of my favorite parts is when Princess Peach is like, you got to go evacuate everybody else. He's like, I was told that I was protecting you, and I'm not afraid of anything.
Yeah,
I'm staying right
he
here.
has the
And he's got
fucking
That was when Toad went gangster. That was when he went gangster.
in the frying pan, like all.
Yeah.
That was
Dude.
one of my. He's sitting there cooking. So, what do you want with your?
I love it when he's walking through the Mushroom Kingdom and he's escorting Mario. He's like, guys, move out of the way. Come on, I need you to move. His brother is dying. No, I'm kidding. I just wanted to move, right? We're in a hurry. I was like, dude, Toad is crushing it.
Toad was amazing. Yeah.
But I mean,
there's no wrong answer. If you pick one character, there's no wrong answer and who was the best.
and the funny part is I'm trying not to pick Mario,
Right.
right? Like Mario was
Yeah.
so good throughout.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong as Seth Rogen, I was a little kind of, but the moment Donkey Kong did the Seth Rogen laugh, I was like, okay, I get it now. I
Yeah.
understand.
Yep.
Another thing that I really liked is that, and this was one of the stories, was that Donkey Kong was a dick to Mario.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
so, like, the
Yep.
directors of the movie are like, hey, Seth, you're kind of being a dick to Mario. And he's like, yeah, I know. And they're like, I don't think people are going to like it. He's like, I think they're going to love it. He was right.
Well, the older crowd that played the original
Yeah, they get
Donkey
it.
Kong, that's where Mario came from. He came from Donkey Kong.
Yep.
Right.
So I can see why he didn't like him at first, and then their relationship grew towards the end of the movie.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That's another one of my favorite parts. Is right when they start the Mario Kart sequence, and they pull up to the start line, and he just goes, "I hate you."
Yeah. Yeah.
I love how they're picking their go karts, and Toad rolls up in that giant tank of a.
I was not ready.
I knew it.
So they pick their carts, and everybody's got the perfect cart. Like Mario's got the iconic
Like little
Mario
go-kart.
cart.
Yep.
Peach has the
bike.
motorcycle, and I was like, let's fucking get it.
Mhm.
And then the music and the fucking decked out Hummer pulling up. And Toad just looking out, and he's like, sup. I was like, oh, fuck. Here
I
we
was hyped.
go.
Donkey
I
Kong
was hyped.
perfect.
Yeah. No, Donkey
And
Kong.
they had Rainbow Road.
Yeah.
Yes.
They race on Rainbow Road.
Oh
Yes,
yeah.
they do.
They raced on Rainbow Road, dude.
And it's
Oh,
like, it was so
perfect.
funny because, like, you know, Mario looks at King, what's he, I don't want to call him King Kong. What's his name?
His dad.
Cranky? Is it Cranky?
Cranky
Kong?
Kong. Yeah.
He looks
Cranky Kong,
cranky.
yeah.
Like, yo, we're running out of road. And Cranky's like, then you might want to speed up, homie.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh. And then they all just fucking go off the peak and land on Rainbow Road. It was hype central.
How about the casting for Cranky Kong was perfect.
Great.
Yeah.
It was great.
Perfect. Yeah.
Again, like we got to see Diddy. We got to
Yeah.
see Daisy.
Yeah. Daisy,
We got
yep.
to see all those Kongs.
That
and I
was one of
like,
my when it
oh,
comes
dude.
to casting, that was one of my favorite things was in the beginning where they're making the commercial and they have that thick Italian accent and they're like, should we like is the accent too much? And then they're like talking normal and I was like, this is just perfect.
Yeah.
I just love this so much.
Yeah. Again, my boy Luigi, it was an integral part of the story and I liked it, right? It was about the brotherhood. It was about them being better
Yes.
together and
Yes.
making each other better because of the way that they were. And I want Luigi's Haunted Mansion. We got a little bit of it.
Yes.
We
That was
us-
one thing we talked about that too. What was it, last night or the night before?
Yeah.
Instead of it giving us that brotherly rivalry,
yeah.
we got the brotherly love the entire time, which was refreshing to see because every movie you see with two brothers, they're either at each other's necks or they hate each other or they don't get along. It was
Yeah.
so refreshing to see two brothers that could not survive without each other.
Right.
They needed to have each other in each other's lives, and that was amazing to see.
And it was funny because they were both good, right? Like they were both good, but when they were together,
Yes.
it's just like that, like the line in the movies, together we're unstoppable. There's nothing
Mhm.
we can't do. And
Yeah.
to see them take on Bowser in the fashion they did was just so good.
And they both got the superstar and just beat the brakes off of
And
all
as
the
soon as-
Koopas.
As soon as they hit, I was like, I don't know why, but in my mind, I was like, what's gonna happen when they get the star? And as soon as they grabbed it, it went ba-da-ba-da-da-ba-da-da-ba-da-da, and I was like, oh
Yep.
shit,
Yeah.
Yep.
they're invincible.
Yeah.
And they yeah. Yeah. It was so stinking good.
Yeah. It was
Um,
good. It was so good.
Peach. That's
love
one thing that I
Peach.
heard that people had issues with.
Why?
Peach was a very strong character. She was strong in the beginning. She was strong in the middle. She was strong in the end. Good. because that character is wasted if she needs Mario to save her every time
Yep.
something's going wrong.
And that's
She's
another
getting
thing.
kidnapped.
I really want to see more of her backstory
Yeah.
because where is she
Yeah.
from? Because they hint at that, and that's not something that you really think of even from the start. Like I didn't even like put 2 and 2 together. Oh,
yeah.
she's a human.
Yeah.
She's from somewhere too. Like
She could be from Brooklyn.
right.
You never know.
Whatever reason, I did not click with me until she said something, and I'm glad that she obviously did because there's going to be more to that for her. I hope.
My favorite thing about Peach, and I this is where I don't understand people's gripes about Peach. Peach was the catalyst in Mario becoming Mario.
Yeah.
Yes.
She didn't need to be something else. She
Right.
needed to be exactly what she was. If it weren't for her, Mario doesn't become Super Mario.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the connection for her was, oh my God, it's a dude who's not a little mushroom guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're just like I am.
Yeah.
Oh shit. And for him, it was like, oh, hello.
Hello.
So
I feel like her character too, there was a lot of Easter eggs and nods to all the different games, and you started to recognize some of the backgrounds or some of the noises or some of the things that they each did. And so like you caught on to a lot of that throughout. I felt like Peaches was really well done as well. Not that I was expecting anything different, but like her dress floating her down, like obviously
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
a certain numbered Mario
Mario
game.
Mario 2.
So it's like there's all these different things that they did for her, like the bike with Mario Kart. That's a newer thing for her, but still, like it's like, all of that was just so cool.
That was my favorite thing about the entire movie was the fact that they literally brought an aspect of every Mario game into it. Not just like the most popular ones. There was everything. Every Mario you could think of had some sort of, even if it was just like a second long little nostalgic snippet in the background.
Yeah.
It had everything.
Yeah. And every character got their moment in the sun. No, so let's do this. Let's pick kind of an unsung hero of the movie. Shall we? Can I go first and piss you all off?
Roy,
You're gonna pick Toad.
I'm not gonna pick Toad. I'm gonna pick the little fucking blue flame that was down there in the prison.
Oh my God.
Was
Yes.
hilarious.
So they all get at some point locked in prison.
Sweet mercy.
And this little star is already there, and he's like, the only reward we'll get is the sweet embrace of death.
He was
They're like,
pretty awesome.
ignore him. They're like, ignore him. They're like, I hope they kill us soon. It's what we deserve.
Yeah.
And I was like, God damn.
And then he starts like rising from the flames, and he's just like,
Right.
oh.
They're lowering them in there to die, and he's like, finally,
Finally,
sweet
sweet
relief from this mortal coil. And you're like, I fucking love this guy. He's ready to die. And then they finally save him and lift it up, and he's like, nothing for me but disappointment.
Yeah.
I cannot.
I would agree with that. I would agree with him being an unsung hero for sure.
One.
Yeah.
Man, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
God, I don't know who could be an unsung
The
hero.
Shy Guys were really
The Shy
fucking
Guys,
cool
of
too.
course. I mean, the Wizard.
Yeah, the wizard was awesome. That's from the
I
Yeah.
fucking
the Super Nintendo. Yeah.
He's so hard
Super
to
Mario
beat.
World.
I hate him, but he was pretty good.
It was really
Yeah.
good.
Pretty good.
Do they have the football?
Oh, you know what? This is the one thing.
Yeah.
I was just about to say that. I'm going to take back my answer earlier about the one thing I could stretch. We didn't get to see some of those characters, the baseball guy or the football guy or something like that.
And they were there. They were there in that little bar scene when
The bar scene. I just wish we could have got like some sort of action sequence with them.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite lines. Yeah, I can't argue with you. Actually, you say that Jack Black's your favorite. There's no wrong answer. Jack Black absolutely. He's like, we're gonna go down to Mushroom City. Yeah, we're gonna take it over and steal the princess. Yeah, and then I'm gonna have a fairy tale wedding.
Yeah.
Oh, the one turtle's like looking at his buddy like, I don't fucking know. Yeah. Just like there was humor for everyone in this movie. I mean,
Yes, there was.
Again, if this is not Super Mario and Luigi and Peach and Bowser and Donkey Kong and all these iconic characters and, Toad, Shy Guy, the Koopas, the Goombas, all that, this is not the greatest animated movie I've ever seen. But for me, all the nostalgia and all the stuff that I was excited to see on top of it being an excellent movie
That's the catalyst right there. It's not just the nostalgia, it's the fact that they took all of these things from our past and then brought it together and still made a quality picture on top of that.
Right.
How about the blue shell?
Oh yeah.
That
Yeah.
was sick. Yes, that was a sick sequence.
I was
Yeah.
not ready for that. You noticed it when
I
you
did.
came
As
back, and I
soon
was
as-
like,
yeah, as
I
soon
didn't
as-
even,
As
yeah.
soon as it like clamps down on him and it makes you think that Mario's dead, and then Mario's up on the front of it for some reason, it's like I immediately was like, "Oh, here he comes!
Yeah.
That's him!"
Yeah, because he had that. He was a badass, and I didn't even notice that he had the little blue spiky shell on the back.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, very cool.
God, my unsung hero, man. That I talked all that shit. I would have to go Donkey Kong for my unsung hero.
Yeah.
Just because of the dynamic he eventually ended up having with Mario towards the end. I mean, that scene where they're riding the rocket up to Bowser's ship during the wedding.
Yeah.
That was a dope sequence.
Yeah, it was really good, especially showing Donkey Kong and how strong he was.
Like he stopped the chains from.
And then lifted that up all by himself, and then his and the DK rap was good too.
Yeah.
Yes.
He actually had that old school classic DK.
Yep.
Donkey Kong.
I love the training sequence too, because that gave us really game like nostalgia. And when Toad and Mario are climbing the wall up to get to Peach, like there was those actual game like 2D sort of things that you saw that made it really cool.
And I didn't want him to hurry it up either, because I was like, he needs to suffer.
Yes, because we've all suffered.
Like I suffered.
It was perfect. He just literally kept dying. Well, dying, but you get
Hey, the one thing I said I needed from this movie too was the Bob-ombs. We got King Bob-omb.
Yes, and we got King Boo. And we got a massive Bullet Bill.
We just need some Yoshis.
Oh, yeah. And if you stuck around the end credits, you got to see a sneak peek of Master Yoshi.
In Brooklyn.
Yeah, the egg was popping right in front of that pipe that sucked them into the Mushroom Kingdom. So it would be very interessante to see. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for us here at the Alter Ego Podcast, episode number 143. Ryan, Rhino, Megan, so good to have you all back. We'll see you next week for episode 144.
Oh, wait.
Little less.
Cut the music.
No.
Wait, I gotta do this.
Okay, do it.
You gotta let me do it without music though, because it's gonna be distorted.
Yeah. He's gonna.
This is Megan's episode.
It is.
Oh.
It's
episode 143.
Nobody's gonna remember the reference.
I love you.
Yeah, that's what that means. I love you. But I thought it was.
Remember from episode 124?
Yeah.
Where she said, "Hey, episode 124 means I love you," and I was like, "That math doesn't check out at all."
No,
Yeah.
and as soon as I said it, I was like, "That's not right."
Yeah, that's I Do Men's.
I do.
All right, guys, that's going to do it.
I'm actually really upset I forgot about that.
Is it this? Is this the I love you thing?
Yes.
It's this.
I forgot about it.
What
I'm
is
so
this?
upset.
What did you forget
Rock
about?
on.
I wanted to talk about that at the beginning of the episode, the I love you episode, and then I just remembered when we're leaving. Just get